Hi. So I know the question on a lot of people's minds right now is, are we heading for a housing crash and a recession? Well, the answer is probably yes to one and no to the other. So recently, Zillow and Pulse Economics did a home price expectation survey. Now, they surveyed some of the top economists in the US, and it showed some interesting forecasts on housing. Of the 114 economists they surveyed, the participants expect on average a 4.8 appreciation year over year. Now, while it's not easy to buy a home, based on the forecasts of some of the most influential and respected economists in the US, it's still maybe a smart financial decision to buy a home. They actually asked them about the risks, and 14% felt that the risk was to the upside to purchase a home. 29% were balanced, and 56% felt that the risk was to the outside. They also asked them about a housing bubble. Now, 35% of the respondents did think that we may currently be in a housing bubble, but 56 or 65% said no, that we weren't in a housing bubble. They also questioned them on whether or not the Federal Reserve was going to be able to achieve what they call a soft landing. And basically, a soft landing is referring to if the Fed can avoid driving us into a recession. Well, 29% said yes, 71% said no. I happen to be in that 71%. Unfortunately, I do think we're heading into recession, although I don't think it's going to be as long and as painful as we've had recessions in the past, like in 2008. The final question was, have we reached peak inflation? And what was interesting when they asked this survey, at that point, the peak inflation was 8.5%. 49% said yes, we felt that we reached peak inflation. 59 said no. Since then, inflation has increased to 8.6%. So let's talk about housing. And the media has been throwing around the idea that we're heading into a housing crash. But is this really the case? You know, to answer this, we kind of need to go back to our high school math, right, and economics about supply and demand. And if we look at housing formations, now these are brand new people that are looking for a home. So it's like the kids moving out of their parents' home, right, or a new couple getting married looking for a home. This isn't homes that people are selling or moving into another home. So right now, there are over 1.4 million households being formed per year. The average is a little bit less than that. But if you really think about it, that's just an enormous amount of people that are coming into the housing market. And if we look at the inventory, well, we know just by looking around the neighborhood, there aren't that many homes on the market. Nationwide, we're really a little bit below 1 million homes nationwide available for sale. Back in 2018, 2019, we were into close to the $2 million or 2 million homes on the market for sale. Also vacancy rates, they're at an all-time low and not expected to increase in the near future. And finally, lending standards. So today's lending standards is nothing like it was back in the crazy days of 2008, where you could breathe on a mirror and show that you're alive and they would give you a loan. Standards are much, much stricter. You actually have to prove that you can afford a home before we will give you the funds to do so. So as always, any questions, anything you need, always feel free to reach out. Take care.